I will make the post here. But we should be officially live for Fireside Chat number 75, which is a cool round number. As far as stuff going on this week, not too much overtly. I have been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I know I've given some clues. A lot of big updates I'm working on. Big stuff. Not to the point of declaring a new era of WA history or something like that, but a lot of changes and some stuff. My apologies to anybody who had some small suggestions or changes or fixes for the handbook. Rest assured, I did it, but I'm holding off on a handbook update of any kind until I make this big update. It's all kind of packaged together. So if there is something like, or I mean, honestly, I don't mind if you don't see a change and after a while and you message me or something. Feel free to message me again. I don't mind at all. Sometimes I do get a lot of messages and I mark or read it and then I forget to make a note for it or something like that. It's definitely possible that that could be a mistake on my end. So don't hesitate to contact me with any of that kind of stuff. But um, I think a lot of it is. Well, most of it is pretty well done, but a lot of it is handbook changes as far as duties for ranks and stuff like that. Some of that is already there in sort of a preliminary stage in the monolith, which I brought up at a previous fireside. That in the monolith I have some threads in there, some handy-dandy threads about expectations for warbands and duties that need to be completed to make everything very clear-cut and available and right there and detailed. And I'm also trying to do the same for rules. So right now I've been working a lot recently on the laws page on the website, which is where I'm going to put all of our laws. I'll have them in the handbook as well, but it will be the same language, and it will be just an easy place to reference it. And yes, working on a lot of very specific stuff. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of it is it's stricter. I think that there's been a lot of just kind of nobody knows what's going on because I haven't really made it clear as far as what kind of rules do we have with regards to what's appropriate, what's okay, and it's something we've dabbled in the past, but yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff like that. But my primary goal is to make it very detailed and specific, so it's easy for anybody to read this and know how to enforce the rule and anybody to read it and know what the rules are. And my hope is that by separating it and having it on the website, you don't even need a forum account. You don't need anything. You need an internet connection of some kind, preferably faster than dial-up, and you can find the laws page, and it'll be right there, and you can understand what we're all about and what we require of people, and it should make it easy. So that is a big thing. There's also some other kind of changes. One thing I would like to do is some warband changes. Part of this going in with what I mentioned a little bit ago about warband expectations and duties and stuff like that in the monolith. Going with that, I would like more warbands, and my plan is to create a sort of way where it is easy for members to apply for a warband, and new warbands would be created under my jurisdiction rather than a great company where the established, successful, very active, larger warbands would be placed, and then we could have these sort of rough platoons. Older members will recognize the term rough platoon. Basically, very tiny, small outpost warbands. These new ones that started out would start out under me. So it's not a lot of chain of command that they're working through. It's just very these small units, and they report to me. And then if things go well, they get more members, they get some officers even whatnot in their warband. Then we go and say, okay, let's look at great companies, and I'm also, one thing I have not quite sorted out, but I am thinking of some sort of cap on the number of warbands in a great company. Probably either 3 or 4, almost certainly either 3 or 4. So then we would probably, for example, right now, I think we would be on the verge of a third great company, but all remains to be seen. And all this still kind of, like I said, preliminary stages, working on it, writing a lot of stuff. I hate to keep people waiting a long time and working or working on it when I'm not working, and I'm trying to make progress, and I think progress is being made, a lot of it, but I hate to give any kind of deadline and when I'm going to be done with all this stuff, and then have that roll around and just, oh, it's not there. So I'm not sure, but it's stuff I'm working on, and once I get it kind of all set, I'm going to make sort of a summary of all the little changes and stuff I've been working on. Put that in the all thing. We'll work on fine tuning it, but right now, yeah, preliminary stages. And if anybody does, I mean, this is sort of a very open-ended random thing, but if anybody has any suggestions or ideas, even significant changes for the way the clan is run, it is a decent time to let me know. I have been talking to various people who had ideas or, stuff that they brought up a year ago that I said, no, no way, and now I'm like, oh, well, tell me about that again. Different stuff that I've been working on. So I'm definitely open to ideas about stuff. Not saying we're going to reshape the whole clan or anything like that, but probably larger changes, I think, than have happened since we started this era, without it being overly complicated for new members to like. I don't think new members will feel like there is a big difference. Not to say that there isn't a difference, but I think that what I have in mind is not going to be like new members are like, oh, what's happening? What's going on? I think people will understand what's going on and find their way, just like they have been. So yeah, big rant there on stuff I've been working on. Lots of vagueness. Sorry about that. I'll bring up more later, but hopefully that gives some idea of what I've been doing at least, because unfortunately I haven't gotten to a lot of other stuff. Um, but yeah, one thing I did want to throw out that just came to mind is in the monolith as well. There's a lot of important threads. There's a thread there listing duties, and essentially what that thread lists is not just who's running what warband and who's running what. It also lists who's running what events and who's doing various things like, oh, the Twitter or Instagram or really any kind of job, however small you might have in WA, is listed there. So I would like it if anybody knows or sees that their job, whatever they're doing, little tasks they're doing for the clan, is not on there, and let me know so I can put it on there. And if it is on there and you're not doing it, let me know so I can take it off. Because I'd like to keep that one pretty up to date. It's something I'd potentially consider putting on the website or making more visible, but at least for now, that's where it's sitting, as the monolith in the forums. But yeah, I think that's about all I can think of to go over to summarize. Basically, a lot of stuff in the monolith, including that events duties thread, and yeah, big handbook updates, stuff like that, going in a new direction, going in a direction, I would say, is what I'm trying to do here. To put it like very bluntly, because I feel like we've sort of been coasting for a while without too much of a direction, and in some ways we've been flourishing. We have got a lot of members, but I really, and a lot of this is, a critique a lot of people have talked to me about too, is not having enough of a direction. And I've been trying to do a little bit as well the last couple of months of trying to personally enforce rules more and just like try to be clearer there, and yeah, to help people out, because I think when I don't, I think that is honestly a recipe for drama. In regards to, you might have two officers who are like different ideas of how a rule is supposed to be enforced. There's really no solution there except somebody else, me, coming down and saying, okay, this is the correct way, or this way or that way, and so yeah, I'm trying to do that more as well. But yeah. Yeah, before I launch another rant here, I better open it up to if anybody has anything they would like to bring up or discuss, any announcements or questions or ideas or anything like that. Maybe not. Sounds like it. Well, I feel like we made some of the announcements about upcoming events last week. We always throw out Guild Wars 2. It's going to be happening this Sunday. I'm actually going to be late. Fusarun's regular, I believe, is not going to be there, but hopefully we'll have some fun stuff going on. I know as soon as I get there, I should be no more than an hour late. Would be my guess. Hopefully less. Um, and I'll be willing to help people out. And honestly, I have been playing a lot. If I know we've had some new people signing up for Guild Wars, I think if you ever have questions or need help, not only the Guild Wars 2 channel, but a lot of times one of us is online that you can always message. I know, at least speaking for myself, you can always message me questions or whatever. If you just need help with a renowned heart or whatever in the game, happy to help. We've got upcoming. We've got Alpha Blot, right? Pato has been working on that. We've got the channel there. If you're Berserker and up and you want to write a riddle, and basically people will go and trick or treat, talk to you to try to figure out your riddle. Make sure you post in there and let him know that you want to participate. And yeah, that should be the next big thing we've got coming up. That I can think of. Secret Odin, a little ways off. With sort of a new tradition we've started as well, um, that I believe Route is putting together, or that should be on the way. But stay tuned for that as well if you'd like to participate in Secret Odin. That will be happening. I believe the plan is for signups to open in the next month or something like that, last I heard, so definitely not too far off. Well, did anybody in the last 2 minutes think of anything?
You stole my Alpha Blot thing. I was gonna mention it, but all right.
Well, you're the showrunner, so I mean, if you have anything
Well,
I
no, you
missed or
mentioned
anything.
what I wanted. Like, I just wanted to remind all the berserkers and up that you can participate and all that. If you need any help, I have helped some people in the past with their riddles. I'm done mine. It's all ready to go. I'm really proud of it. It's really cool. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to do like it just has to be something that people have to guess. It has to make sense, and this time it has to be WA related. What that means is you can stretch that definition a bit if you want, but it has to still come back to WA some manner. But yeah, so we're gonna get ready for that. I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, it should be super cool. I'm definitely excited. I mean, I'm a big lore writing song kind of fan, so I always like the opportunity to do that and see everybody's riddles and everything.
You're gonna like mine, Vest. I hope you go.
Well, yours was me last year, right?
Yeah, I tested mine on you last year, so you didn't get a chance to actually participate with me. But I hope this year, I hope you enjoy it.
All right.
Wait, so he didn't get the riddle about himself?
No. It was my test riddle. I was testing it on somebody, and it happened to be Vest.
Don't listen to the Canadians' lies. He follows the monarchy. Vest tried to guess it, but he couldn't.
I did guess it correctly. I'm not sure how that came about that I got it wrong. I got every single riddle correct, if I might brag a little bit.
No. He couldn't guess himself.
Well.
Oh, also as a note, Borderlands 3 is also obviously coming out very soon. If it's not already, don't know if it's clear. I did see rumors that it may be cross-play in the near future. So we may have people who can play cross-platform to PC and with each other, so that might be nice.
For what game is this?
Borderlands 3.
Oh, yeah.
They're talking about working it out with various platforms, so we might see that in the future.
Wait for it on Steam.
Well, we do have, there's a Borderlands channel and a Borderlands players role. So anybody playing it, excited about it, even just wants to talk about it, any officer can get you that role, and hopefully we can get some excitement discussion in there. I know Gear is just talking about it. We just added him, gave him the role, so yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Alternatively, as I recall, anyone is able to use Uko to assign themselves a rank. So, and that's just done in the Shrine of Uko channels. So
role, not rank.
Yeah, man.
Well,
kind of important.
I didn't say
technically,
say rank
technically it is Ilmarinen who gives you the role, but correct channel.
Oh, okay. My name is Vestborger, and I've got a fat cock. So, anyways, I'm gonna kind of hijack the train of thought for a moment, and for Guild Wars 2 night this week, I was thinking of doing like fractals. I know we've got a lot of people who like are relatively new to the game and they want to really start getting some highly geared characters. Folks need ascendeds and shit. And fractals are an excellent way to get that. One thing I recommend, if you can, please, all my Guild Wars 2 players, get yourselves the rings for the stat set that you need in Ascended, okay? That way we can actually get you some agony resist and we can start actually progressing up through the fractals as you start to get legendary armor. If you need help learning what stat set you actually need to get for your particular class or whatever you're running, please feel free to message me or Vest. I'm sure that he'd be happy to help as well with that. I'm always around pretty much any hour of the day unless I'm asleep. So I'd be more than happy to help you with that. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. Do note, if we can get 10 active folks, like consistently active people who are all geared up, not even necessarily all in Ascendeds, even if it's just, mostly exotics, I would be very much inclined to start raids, as raids are what we're all going to need in order to get legendary armor. As well, those can help you gear yourself with Ascendeds. So that is another great way to gear a character. So yeah, please feel free to shoot any questions that you have over to me or Vest. Either of us will be happy to help. And yeah, look forward to likely fractals on Guild Wars 2 night, but we'll probably do some PvP as well so that we can knock out those rewards.
Cool.
Well, does anybody have anything else they did want to bring up or discuss?
Can I ask a question? Just, I mean, I know I'm looping back around and kind of going back to the first topic you brought up, Best, but I was just wondering, will the officers be advised as to your changes ahead of time? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, so I know I had a long rant there, so I this was probably lost in the rant, but I will bring stuff up in the all thing and everything like that first. I'm not gonna lie, I am putting a lot of this stuff together myself because it's just a lot of big changes, and frankly, I think the all thing is good for reaching a smart conclusion on a lot of stuff and solving a lot of problems. But I think for the question of deciding the clan's direction, it's difficult to do because everyone has their own personal values and views, and especially recently, I feel like in the last year or two, maybe even you could say since the start of my reign, we haven't had too much of a clear direction. And really, there's not been, I mean, you could say there's a few people got banned or whatever, but not a lot of, like, clashes of ideologies or anything like that. And I think that with that in mind, I'm really just putting a lot of this together myself. But I don't intend to surprise anybody. I will put it in the all thing, and also will be looking for, like I said, fine-tuning it and working on stuff. But, yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, it is your decision to implement these things, even if a lot of us disagree. I was just curious because suddenly I hear about all these big changes. I want to know what the big changes are.
Yeah, and I mean, part of it is a little bit me not knowing quite what they are myself because I'm still working on some stuff a little bit. But I totally get that. Yeah, I will be trying to like it's a bit of a spoiler. Me bringing up great warbands underneath me, not in a great company. A couple of things like that. Let me try to see what else I could say that would be absolutely true. I don't want to say some random thing and have it be like, oh, I actually changed that later.
Don't leak anything if you don't want to. You don't have to.
Well,
elaborate.
I honestly I would like to. I would like to kind of give people, because I feel like when I say big changes, people could be thinking of anything, But I no new ranks or anything like that. No new great companies. No. Yeah, nothing as sweeping as that for sure. But
Okay.
honestly, a lot of it is just expand. Like I said, expanding on the rules, trying to make them more detailed and more specific, and adding specific examples of things, and just trying to make that much easier for everybody. Yeah, still kind of veiled in mystery, but yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Anybody have anything else they did want to bring up before we probably wind down here, sign off? Sounds like no. Well, thank you everybody for showing up. This has been Fireside Chat number 75. VOD will be on Twitch, on YouTube. Thank you everybody watching the VOD or watching live, and we will be back next week, Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, for number 76. So see everybody then.